What's up, guys? How are we doing? 21 questions. I'm your host, IC. I am the founder, I am the host, I'm the presenter of the Sit Down UK. And this is our weekly interview session that we do called 21 Questions. And we make sure we get guests from an array of different places, different industries, and different backgrounds. And the whole aim is this: unpack who they are behind what they do. And we've been having an amazing time over the last year and a half, I would say. We've done season 1 and we've got season 2. So I really, really want to encourage you to click the link in the bio after this session, and you can check it out on YouTube. Or if you prefer to stay native, you can check out our IGTV channel, and we've got season 1 and season 2 there. We've had some amazing conversations. Paddy Cakes, Mo Samuels, Team Salou, Zizi Mills, William Adewasi, and we've got an amazing woman on tonight. So please send this request out to so many people, that as many people as you want, that you want to get involved in what we're doing today. Renee is already in the building, so without further ado, Renee, I'm coming over to you. Big up Miss Chi in the building, Cheeky. Over to you, Renee.
Hello.
Hey.
Is it?
How are you?
Is it lagging?
Is it lagging?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
No.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Was mine lagging?
No.
Oh, okay.
But because sometimes when you join,
Yeah, actually.
it goes on to something else and then you go back.
Yeah.
It's weird. Mine lags, but I'm glad it's not doing it now.
Where are you at the moment? You're up north.
What did you say?
Are you up north?
I'm in Birmingham.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Mm.
Sorry, that's what it is.
We're going to do this today.
This is what we're doing today. Renee, welcome to 21 Questions. How are you feeling?
All right, you know I was shook to do this, but I'm good now.
Tell the audience why you were shook. Juliet, how you doing?
There's a few reasons.
Go on, listen.
Number one, I don't really like being on camera and in front of the camera like that. I try and hide, do everything behind the scenes.
Yeah.
2, I just think the sit down to me is like big. Like you just, all these amazing, not that I'm not amazing, I mean.
Come on, talk.
Like you just have the quality of people that you have on here and the caliber. It's just like, the bars are it's a bit, it's one of them.
And when I messaged you, you said, me?
Yeah.
Me? I said, yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you. Why not you?
You're all right.
No, because it's not only, I don't want to just do like household names. It's like, it's all about, is there anyone that is doing empowering and inspiring things? You know what I'm saying? And we want to just bring them on and share that with people, because some people may not know about what you do. But through doing this, it gets exposed to them and they could get involved and it might help someone else. So no discrimination. Nah. Juliet said, you look very nice, Renee. Beautiful makeup.
Yeah, I did this in like 10 minutes. My friend's here over there sleeping. She's awake now. But I said, no, I can't. Not every day coming on Zoom and lives looking a mess.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I'm going to make effort for you today.
Well, we thank you. We appreciate that. Big up to everyone that's joined us so far. This is 21 Questions with Renee Davis. And 21 Questions works like this. We have 21 questions or more to ask Renee. We're going to start off with a quick fire round where we fire 10 or so questions at her and get her response. And then we go into a deep dive afterwards. If there's anybody here that has a question, if you've got a question, hey, there is a question function at the bottom of the screen. Throw your question in there, and as we're going along, we'll answer them. All right. Forgive me, I'm wearing a hat today because as everyone's been to the barbers, but I haven't been.
No trim.
Yet. No trim. So the last time I did it myself, and I thank God for not having to go out, because the way I did it.
Higgy haga, yeah.
Higgy. if you're not following the sit down, make sure you're following the sit down. We're going to get into it right now. So we're going to start off quick fire, light work. Light work. You already know how it goes, Renee. You're versed in this, so I expect you to fire it off.
Usually, that's why I'm just like, oh, okay.
Would you say usually what?
It's usually me firing the questions at other people. So
it's true. Yeah. Well, here we are. So, first question: favorite Aaliyah song?
I was about to say loose rap, but it's not. It's Never No More.
Never. Ooh. I think that's one of my favorites as well. Sing the chorus a bit?
I'm not singing.
Come on, Renee, please. Just hum it. Never no more. Okay, that one, yeah.
It's one of the Static Major productions.
Okay, all right, pro. Okay. One thing that made you smile this week. Oh, hold on. Actually, sorry. Why do you like that song? Actually, because there's a reason I like that. Why do you like that song?
It's not even so much the lyrical content, because it's quite sad. It's the arrangement of the song and the melodies and the harmonies. And
yeah,
that's why I love that song.
Yeah, 100%.
Same for you.
I love all of that, but I like the content. It's the content, because it was so. I don't know. How can I explain it? I didn't expect that from her. Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of content from her, and I didn't know if it was true or not. And that made me think, okay, that's deep. So yeah, okay, never know. One thing that made you smile this week.
I think, you know what, to be honest, my friend came around today and she bought me some Barefoot Moscato, Pink Moscato, and that's like my favorite rosé.
Shout out to her. What's your friend's name?
Shani.
Shani.
She's famous in the dunya. Oh, Shani. Shanice Mears. She's
about now, we're giving a massive shout out to Shanice Mears in the building. Make some noise, Shanice.
She said, "Stop it."
Stop it. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done? Spontaneous.
I don't know. I guess probably like booking myself a solo trip and just getting out of here.
Oh, where did you go?
In days. I went to Nice.
Ooh.
It's not one of the most spontaneous things. I think it was very spur of the moment. I need to get. I've had enough.
Have you done that recently?
That was last August.
Ah, snap. Okay. Where would you, if you could do that right now, where would you go?
Milan.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. What would you say has been the best advice you've ever received? Best advice?
Always be yourself.
And how hard is that?
It's not hard anymore. It used to be.
Okay.
I've said it because usually when people ask me that question, I'm like, oh, I'll say something else. But I feel like of late, just being yourself, that's been really helpful to me.
Who is Renee behind everything else that we see, maybe on social media, tweets? Who is Renee? Who is that self, being yourself?
I'm just unapologetic in everything I am. It's taken a lot of growth to get to this point, but being unapologetic, just loving everyone, like my friends and family, being there for people, enjoying my own company, being comfortable in myself. And I think being in my 30s now, I'm just like, yeah, like I can do that. I can just do me, enjoy me. And yeah.
Love that.
All the rest is just added extras.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love that. Thank you, man. What is one question that whenever you're asked, you always tend to shy away from? By the way, you have one pass card as well, I forgot to say. So any question you don't want to answer, can you use your pass card? One topic or question that you tend to shy away from?
I think like relationships status and people being nosy and, you know, why does that matter to you?
Yeah.
But yeah, that. I don't shy away from it, but I just give them the
side eye.
Why is that your business? But yeah.
Favorite item in your wardrobe, and if you can get it.
I've just moved. Do you know what? Hold on a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 21 Questions. If this is your first time, can I see put a number 1 in the comment section, as in number 1, this is your first time. Welcome to the session. Make sure after this, go on our IGTV, check out season 1 and season 2. Ooh.
And you know, because I'm spending a lot of money on trainers at the moment.
Why?
Yeah.
What's making you?
Upgrading, I think. Like I've just moved. And I think I threw out a load of clothes and shoes and stuff like that. Like starting to revamp my wardrobe and buy new things. So I'm just spending a lot of money.
Yeah. I need to do that at the moment.
Stop, to be honest, but
yeah. I need to do I wear this is the same turtleneck I wear every single Thursday to do.
That is your signature.
That's a signature now. Mm-hmm. It's the only smart thing I've got.
Really?
So if this is okay, cool. I don't have to change it.
You don't.
I need to revamp my wardrobe. It's dead.
That's your sit-down uniform.
Uniform, yeah. Damn. Okay. I didn't realize that. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. I'll have it. So when we do the live events, I got to wear this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. I don't have to think much about my wardrobe. Okay. Cool.
Like, if I don't see it, I'm gonna be like, "Where's your turtleneck?"
All right. I love it. What do you love about yourself right now? What do you love the most about yourself?
I think my resilience and just my ability to just get on with it and keep moving at the moment, because life's been a bit hectic the past year or so. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's something that you've had to be resilient and get through recently?
Moving.
Oh my gosh, moving is a mad thing.
And do you know why I say that? Because I've moved so many times in life.
Tags, same.
It's well over 15 times.
Wow.
And I think it's not that I wasn't really planning to move. I think just the way that I had to just get up and go and do everything within 6 weeks. Yeah.
Landlord sent message during it and said, look, I need my place.
Yeah. And it's funny because I was prepared in my spirit, funnily enough, because I knew it was something, I knew it was coming up. And the person that I've been living with at the time for years, I said, we need to start looking at going. And then literally, probably about 3 months later, that was when it was like, yeah, okay, I want my yard back. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh. And yeah, that was it.
Do you think you would have moved if not for? Would you think you would have moved specifically back up north, if not for that change from the landlord?
I don't know,
Yeah, deep.
And I think maybe not actually, because I think at the time I was just like, okay, I want to give myself enough time to maybe even try and because I've always wanted to buy up here anyway. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I'll give myself enough time to buy up here. And then obviously if I need to come back for a little bit and then go back, I'll do that. Mm-hmm. I think because it was like, okay, I'm not fully ready yet, because obviously I'm doing it solo.
Yeah.
I'm not fully ready yet to the point where I've got that plus more than enough
trust
for the longest time. It was like, okay, I need some more time, so let me come back where I know I can be comfortable and live alone comfortably in a really nice space, and then just stack like a mad woman. Mm-hmm. It's funny because at the time I said to my cousin, where am I going to go? Because she knew what she was doing immediately. And immediately I knew, okay, I have to come back. But I didn't even want to say it because I'd spent the past decade of my life in London.
Yeah.
And I just didn't think I'd be coming back in this way, but
here we are.
I saw it got some time.
And looking back on it now, would you say, looking back on it, reflecting on it now, what would you say about that situation? Was it a growing situation?
Whirlwind. I don't know if it's a growth thing. I've done it before, but the way I had to just do everything.
Jeez.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah.
So within 2 weeks, I'd already found this place.
Jeez.
And I was just like, okay, moving logistics.
Oh, you're breaking up a bit.
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Is that better?
Yeah.
My internet. Yeah. Logistics and stuff. And I think I just got it together.
Just had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Resilient. All right, last question. £8 million. If this was all a setup right now, this live, if this was all a setup just because I'm part of a show that was here to give you £8 million, and this is what it's set up for. It's not even an interview. It's actually to give you £8 million.
Yeah.
If this is what it was,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going to send you £8 million now.
Yeah.
What would you do with that $8 million?
First of all, I'd fall down. Then we're going on holiday. Huh? Yeah, I'd give Shan a little bit of money. I'd give all my friends and family a little bit of money. Nah, do you know what? I wouldn't move mad, you know. To me, I think I'd literally just carry on as I'm doing. I wouldn't even leave work right just yet. I think I'd literally just start putting the money to good use. Buy a couple properties.
Come on.
Set up my mom.
Oh.
Give my brother some money for his wedding next year. I hope he's watching. Yeah, I said yes. I'll give you some money for your wedding. Yeah.
We got AJ.
And Andre as well. And I'd invest heavily. And yeah, probably put the rest to business. And then I'd take my time with it, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Well, this was light work. Quick fire round. You made it through. I saw it go. So everyone that's joined us, welcome. This is 21 Questions with Renee Davis. We've just done a quick fire round. Just light work, but we're about to dive right now. If you're not following this, make sure you do so right now. And after this, make sure you go on our IGTV page and watch season 1 and season 2, all the episodes you've missed. Cool. Renee, you are actually going to be the first person to do what we're going to do next. Okay, we've never done this on, but it's a new feature of 21 Questions. It's called Explain This Tweet. Yes, that's what I wanted.
Explain like that?
Explain this tweet. So you just have to tell us what you were thinking when you tweeted this tweet. Are you ready? Oh. Yes. Okay. So.
No. You don't.
Say again?
You don't rate me at all.
I do. This is why I gave it to you first. The first one is, I don't think I'll ever not be winging it. I don't think I'll ever not be winging it.
When did I say that? What's the date?
I haven't got my date, so.
You know what? That's why when you were like, oh, do you want to come on and sit down? I was like, me. Most of the time, I honestly don't know what I am doing. Like, it feels like that anyway. Like, people will probably tell you, oh yeah, she's an expert, she knows what she's doing, she knows her thing. Bro, like, that day it was probably manic. Bearing in mind, I work full time, compressed hours, but it's full time. I run a business, I run a team. We're always doing something, and I think it was probably just one of those days where things were probably going a little bit haywire, and I just thought, if someone asked me right now for advice, I'd just be like, I'm winging it.
Just winging it. Everybody is. Trust me, you are not that. Like, I've heard people, at the top of their game say that, no, Nobody knows what they're doing. It looks like it. Nobody's got a clue. You're all right. You're all right. Your second tweet, when you have so much to share with the world but start disliking socials. When you have so much to share with the world but start disliking socials. Where did that come from?
I think it's a battle that I constantly have of, I know that I have so much to tell people, I have so much advice to give to people, I have so many thoughts, and I've got like a bank of quotes and musings and all of
Cool. From yourself?
My notes. It's literally, so, okay, let me just give you some context. When I turn 30, I plan to release like a little post of 30 quotes from me, or just...
Did you say when you turn 30?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I plan to release 30 thoughts at 30. Wow. It's still sitting there. Still, at least, and it's not 30 anymore. How old am I? I'm 32 soon. Probably about 50 now, because it's like things that I've been going through or situations that have been happening. I just write things down, and it's just wisdom that comes out of the situation or comes out of my head. So I have things like that to share. I have blog posts that I put out, but sometimes I feel like too much social media and exposing myself in that way on social media gives me anxiety a little bit. So at that time, I think I probably had just come off of a social media break, or was just about to go on another one. And I still really battle with sharing versus not sharing, and not so much because of what people are going to say. I think it's just of how much it takes from me. Because when you release a little bit of yourself, it's tiring.
It's so true.
And draining. So I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah, so true. It's so true. Last one. We don't talk about coexisting emotions enough. We don't talk about coexisting emotions enough. And I thought this was very, very deep. Where were you coming from when you wrote that?
You don't have the date, do you?
I don't. Oh,
okay. I think it still stands. I think I'm somebody that's a very black or white. And I feel like the last year has really taught me that I need to learn how to sit in the grey area sometimes. Yeah. And because the past year I've really felt almost two different emotions at one time a lot, I thought people don't really speak about you might get some great news, but you're sad about something that's been happening, and you're feeling happy, but then at the same time, there's part of you that's still a little bit sad, or, you're mad grateful for life and for opportunities and for where you are and for how far you've made it. But then you're also sad about a certain thing or situation that didn't necessarily work out. Yeah. And like, sometimes people will say, oh, well, you should be grateful because you've got this and that. And it's like, no, but actually I'm a bit sad because at the same time, I'm going through this. So I think it's something I talk about all the time. That it's okay to feel more than one thing at once, and feel very much valued. And it's a grey area, but you need to learn to embrace that as well.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man. Yeah. I remember when we did the day I called Mo Gilligan's manager, and she confirmed that yes, we're doing the sit down. It had been something on my bucket list I really, really, really wanted to do, and I never knew how I was going to feel if it did happen. And I remember she said, "Yeah, okay, cool. This is the date. Cool." And then I remember I came off the phone. I was at the edge of my bed. I came off the phone, and the two emotions came. One was like, yes, we got it. The second one was like, oh my gosh, we've got it. Oh my gosh, like, how are we going to do this? Like, it was like, how am I going to execute this? What if it doesn't go right? What if it goes wrong? What if nobody comes? What if the tickets don't sell? And it was almost like these things were just clashing against each other. So you're so right. Two emotions can equally coexist and be valid. And, you know, it takes what you just said to sit in it and be like, yeah, this is, I'm not trying to run away from the jubilation. I'm not trying to run away from the fear. They're in this human being, and we accept that. You know, that's deep. That's beautiful. Okay, well, let's dive in a bit. I wanted to ask you to describe yourself, like introduce yourself. You saw me, if you never met me before, you met me in an elevator, and you want to tell me who you are, not who people think you are, or what people perceive you to be, or what Google says. Who is Renee Davis? Introduce who you are and what you do.
31-year-old Romy who has spent her life moving around the country, well, the Midlands and London, and someone who is very passionate and a go-getter and visionary and a believer in people, their ability, and I'm passionate about seeing people thrive and do well and live out their purpose. I'm a writer, I'm a journalist, I'm a founder.
Talk your talk.
Everything in it. What's the word? Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you. Thank you. I always like people to do it themselves, because then sometimes you say things that are like true from your heart rather than, rather than a TED Talk intro or a Google intro. Tell me about one day in your childhood you would love to relive. One day you look at that, you'd be like, yeah, I'd love to relive that day. That day was awesome. What was that sigh?
You know what? My 8th birthday.
Talk it.
It was lit. What? Do you know what, actually? I've had some very good parties in life, and my 8th birthday was my first birthday party that I ever had. And it was just a really good day. My mom taught me how to do the TikTok that day. A good version, not like a version, anything like that, but it was just like, how are you going to dance today? And then she showed me like some new little dances and things to do, and it was just a nice day. I'll probably relive that.
Yeah. One day you would hate to relive from your childhood. I'd love to forget.
Probably, does it have to just be one?
It can be two.
I think the day my nan passed away, and when my parents divorced, that day, that final day, when that wasn't very nice.
What do you remember about that divorce day? That sticks out to you.
Driving off, like me and my mom and like my brothers just driving off, and the family just that being that.
Does that thought come with you? Has that thought come with you through your life?
I remember it sometimes, but I guess it comes up sometimes more now than often, because I'm in therapy and we talk about that. We touch on that sometimes, so that image I've been replaying a lot. And I mean, it doesn't make me upset, but I just remember, when you just have like a bewildered feeling. That was the feeling that I had that day. And I remember the song that was playing. It was in the car. It was Gabrielle. You know Gabrielle Rise?
Oh, yeah.
Rise Again, that one. So that was playing, and I remember just looking out the window and just being like,
damn.
Yeah.
Damn. What did your nan mean to you?
My nan was like my best friend, one of my besties. It's my mom's mom, and she was really instrumental in helping raise me and my brothers, and she was just a big part of all of our lives. Like, I'd spend probably more time at hers and with her than I would at my own.
Wow.
My mom's house, and just the matriarch of the family. So that was wasn't a very nice day at all. Yeah.
Was there anything in particular you like learnt from her or can remember from her?
The jokes. She was a comedian. She was so funny. And I have so many, like, I've just have stories for every situation. I just have a story. But I think just living like day-to-day life with her. I'm glad I got to have that, because a lot of people don't really kind of have those sorts of grandparents. So it was just nice living day to day. Yeah. And existing with her.
And what's that?
Existing with her.
Yeah. What's your relationship like with your parents now compared to what it was in your childhood?
Oh, it's definitely like, it's tighter. I think when you get older and you start to experience life, and then obviously they've probably been through similar things, you start to talk about things and you can relate to them more, they can relate to you. And I'm glad that I can talk to them about most things, and it just be like I'm talking to a friend kind of thing. So we're good.
Does that relationship, the relationship that you have with both of them, does it inform how you want to parent or things that you want to take into your kind of parent life if you choose to have kids?
Not yes or no. So I think there's things that I know I won't be doing. But then equally, the same way that I can go to them and talk to them about things that I'm worried about or concerned about or fed up with or even trying to do or happy about, I want to be able to have that with my child when they get to my age or when they're teenagers. Because, you know, when you get to teenage years, I wasn't really years. And I think that's a pivotal time to really be connected to your parents. So I'd hope that we can have that, just like obviously I'm your mom, like, you know, I'm not like one of your little friends, but I do hope that you equally feel like you can come and talk to me without fear of just feeling like, you know, I'm gonna be away towards you or whatever.
Yeah. Your brothers. Oh, okay.
I said I hope.
You hope. What's your relationship like with your brothers?
Yeah, we're cool, man. I think as well, I think the older we're getting, the closer we're getting, because again, life is real, life happens, and you talk more about things and you more emotion about certain things. So yeah, we're and there's a lot we're working on at the moment, which is nice. So yeah, we're tight. One of them, who was just in the comments, is about to be married.
Wow.
Well, next year he'll be getting married. And just seeing us like hit certain milestones, it's just like, wow, life is really happening and moving. Yeah,
it's like when you're a kid, it seems so adulthood, like marriage, kids. But then when you're growing with those siblings, you realize how quickly those things come rolling in. You know, the girlfriend becomes the fiance. You're like, oh, and then you're at a wedding, and then you're doing the speech. And then you're at the hospital, and so it comes so fast, and it's almost like we saw adulthood from this childhood position, but you just get thrown into adult life, and you're like, oh, damn, I'm here. I need to figure out how to do this thing. But it's good to have someone along with you on the ride. Is there anything that scares you about parenthood?
Never really thought about that. I think for me, I'd always just hope that I can be just, because I have friends and I just think, you're such a good parent. And you know, when you just watch people in amazement and awe, and you're just like, you're so sick at this thing. I really just hope that I can just be a good parent. And I think it scares me that I don't feel like I'd ever be a bad parent, because it's just not in me. And I think the age I'm at now, I'm not old, but the age I'm at now, I've had enough experience. I feel like to be able to navigate that somewhat. But I think, yeah, just not being the parent that they fully need for them, because every child is different, and I wouldn't want them to look back and be like, oh, she wasn't really a mom in that way, or I didn't feel like she was there for me in that way. So yeah.
That's deep. That's the parent that they need. Because, you know, when I interviewed so many people, and when they talk from the child position, certain things that they say, and I'm a parent, certain things I'm like, oh man, I hope that, you know, like just like you said, I hope I don't make that same type of mistake. But I think what I realize is that you won't get it right 100%. No matter how hard you try, there'll be some part where you just don't get it right. But the overarching feeling they must feel is that what you talked about earlier, about the love and the security. And if I need to come to you, I know I can. You know, I mean, me, I'm only 2 years in. That's what I've learned. That's my little thing I've learned. Okay, cool. In 2018, 2018 more so, what was happening that made you more accessible to help? Because in 2018, in interviews before, you've spoken about how
you do your research.
Say again?
You're doing your research.
I'm trying. But you mentioned about how, you know, it was hard to accept help. But when 2018 happened, you were forced to. You knew you needed help. What was it that was happening? What was going on?
That was my first year ever trying to, well, not even trying. I was freelance fully for a whole year. So I wasn't working at an organization. I was fully self-employed. And oh my gosh, it was peak. It was peak. It was so peak. And every day, like every month, you're like, sweating. Like, okay, am I going to make every bill this month? I'm going to be able to pay every bill, my rent, my bills. Like, and then that year, it showed me that you can't have everything under control and thrive and not crack up. And I feel like that year I imploded quite a bit. So by the end of it, I kind of crashed and burned, and I realized like I was trying to take too much on by myself, because when you're fully self-employed, freelance, everything depends on you. So even like if you have a bad morning or a bad day, you can't just be like, oh, well, I'm going to call in sick, or I'm just going to lie down, and you have to, because you know, if you don't, how you're going to pay rent and bills and everything at the end of the month. When you're dealing with that, and then you're dealing with yourself and life, you don't really have the time to wallow in anything. So I was balancing that. I just started like a long series of workshops without the box, and I was just juggling a lot. And I remember kind of getting to the end of the year and being like, why didn't I just accept help? Because if I did, as much as it still would have been hard, it would have made my load a lot lighter. And I think I got myself into certain positions that I didn't really need to, because I wasn't opening my mouth, and because I wasn't just telling people that I was struggling a little bit, or, you know, I think if people knew, then I could have had more help. Wow. And it wouldn't have been such a strenuous, Yeah.
Jeez. Thank you for sharing that, because I think sometimes the glamour of self-employment is banded across social media, and people...
You know, at the moment, I'm sorry to cut you, but I've been telling you, don't do it. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from any dream. Like, obviously, pursue your dream, do your thing. But if you know you don't really need to do it, and if it's not something that is necessary for you right now, stay at work for a little bit and really get prepared for it. But it's not glamorous at all.
It sounds more of a mental game than actual.
You have to definitely be strong, and you have to be prepared for it not to be going to WeWork with your coffee in the morning and, you know, tittering away. I know that, no, it's not that at all. it can be amazing, and it's definitely fulfilling when it's purposeful, but I don't like what social media has made it out to be at all. And I think even with Out the Box, I've really tried to make sure that I convey that message. And that's why I really try and speak to not only creatives and young entrepreneurs, but I also try and speak to people that just want to do a 9-to-5, because that's equally as important. Sure. I still do a 9-to-5 and everything else, and there's nothing wrong. I think it's good security to have. So
yeah, I love that. Thank you for saying that. that can help a lot of people. The 9-to-5 is as valuable, and there's nothing wrong with security. There's actually nothing wrong with knowing you're going to get paid at the end of the month, but also, working on stuff that you're interested in, hustling in, your side hustle, for example. Mm-hmm. That year, that 2018, it really did shake your boat, and you had visited therapy before, but, now you've revisited again. And there was a quote you said, hard work is a messy and painful process. Hard work is a messy and painful process.
Did I say that?
Sorry?
Did I say that on Twitter?
On Twitter, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember saying that.
He says it's a messy and painful process. And me, I'm doing therapy now, and I can really, really attest to what you're saying. 100%. It's messy, it's painful, but it's so rewarding. And if there's anybody out there that is still on the fence about therapy, I would say give it a try, because I feel that everybody has layers underneath them that need uncovering, and there are things that you're dealing with now that you think are surface level, but in reality they are rooted deeper within lower levels. So for you, I wanted to ask you, only you've got a pass card, so you don't need to share, but for you, what attracted you to therapy, and how is it helping you at the moment?
So I first went in 2017, and it wasn't even that anything was majorly wrong at the time. I think I kind of started to hit real busy life, because I was doing more with OTB and work, and I think I started to feel the itch to leave my job at the time, and I was just so busy. And I think I've always been big on the self-development and working on me and looking within and taking time out to face myself. I've never really been afraid of that. Well, I'd say maybe when I left uni, I started to really dig deep into that. But I'd take time out usually in the evening to journal. So I was journaling all the time, every day almost. And I'd noticed that by 2017, I wasn't really taking quiet time for me. I wasn't checking in with myself at the end of the day. I was like, okay, I need to get a handle on this, because I'm not doing anything for me anymore. And I'm taking time to just work and deal with my emotions and things. So I knew, because I'm so busy and I'm not getting that time, I need to just go and see someone. I need to just go into therapy. And I'd been through so much by that point. And it's not that I was a mess and all over the place per se, but I knew that internally there was just layers and layers of stuff that I wanted to kind of delve into and deal with. And so I did like an initial 10 concessionary type sessions. And then again, because at the time, I guess, my salary wasn't bad, but I just felt like I don't really think can do this financially continually every week. So I just kind of said to her, okay, you know what, I'll come back again soon. And then 3 years passed, and Yeah, because I went back last year, and obviously I didn't go back. So last year was peak, bruv. It was peak for me. I bet it was so peak, and I hadn't really hit a spot like that in probably about 10 years or so. So I said, no, this is bad. I need to nip this in the bud. So I hit her up again, and I said, okay, I'm coming back. I need to go back. But thankfully, it's a blessing actually. It's a blessing in disguise, because last year was heavy, not only with COVID, with just what was happening with our people, our community, and for me personally, it was just everything all at once. And at work, with all the Black Lives Matter stuff that was happening and popping off, my colleagues were like, you know, are you okay? Do you need anything? And my CEO, deputy CEO, had separately emailed me and asked me how I was doing and if I needed anything to let them know. And I thought, you know what? We get like a development budget at work where we're training and doing courses. Like, can you guys pay for my therapy? Because I think I'd really benefit from this. And I think if I'm not okay, my work's going to suffer.
Yeah.
And so I just, I made use of what was available. And I went back. I think I went back in July. And this time round was different because, again, you have years of stuff that's piled up again. And yeah, I kind of just really hit a wall and knew that I wanted to just deal with stuff and just face things. And I feel like it was a lot better for me this time round, and I feel like I was really ready to dig deep.
Yeah.
I still go weekly, and some weeks it's really hard. Some weeks I can't stand it. Some weeks I don't want to go. Some sessions I leave feeling like, what was that? But it's necessary because, you know, you get tools given to you, and you know, they don't tell you what to do. They don't advise. They don't say, I think you should. They'll probably present questions to you that make you think.
Yeah.
You leave, and you know, I get homework, so I'll leave with maybe like a tool or a question that I need to use and implement, and then it just keeps me constantly asking myself questions throughout the week. So that's why I always say, like, even if you're good and life is good right now and you're happy and, you know, things happen but you can deal, I think everyone should go, because so many problems in life arise because we haven't healed from certain things, and we don't actually know it until we look back in hindsight, or until someone maybe suggests that to us. But I just think everybody should go to therapy. So that's my.
And one of the things, you know, I was talking with my therapist when I started, and a shocker to me, not shocker, should I say, but something she brought to my attention was my what am I trying to say? Trying to get it right. There's so many expectations that I try to live up to that have nothing to do with me. And that was a shocker to me. I was like, oh, snap. So things that I expect of myself, I'm so hard on myself because of expectations. But who made these expectations? And I realized it came from my faith. It came from things I observed growing up. It came from society. And realizing I don't have to live up to those expectations has been a bit more freeing. And so I wanted to ask you, is there anything that therapy has revealed that was a shocker to you about yourself? He's like, oh, I didn't know that. Jeez, I need to work on that.
I think, to be honest, I realized, like, in certain situations, I'd carry pain from one situation to the other. And then I'd judge, even if it was only a little bit similar, I'd judge a situation based off the last thing. And it wasn't necessarily in the sense of, oh, you know, because that person did that, you're going to do that. It was more so the outcome. And it was always the feeling of me coming up short in everything all the time. And it's something I'm still battling with now, actually. I'm still not fully there yet, but I'm aware of it. So when I notice that I'm doing it, I have to really stop myself, because, and it's things that kind of happened when I was young, and I'd blame myself, and I'd even blame myself for certain things. So that's another thing that's kind of come up. There was something that happened when I was really young, and no one ever told me that I didn't have to hold responsibility for it. I was only 11. I don't want to really go into what happened, but it wasn't even anything majorly deep, but it was still deep to me and my family. And I felt responsible for what had happened. But my therapist was like, how can you feel like that when you were a child? And at the time I was like, you know, I was actually a child. I wasn't even a teenager yet. And I think because I had to grow up pretty quickly, I felt like at that age I should have done different, and I should have done better, because I hold a certain responsibility and independence. So that shouldn't have happened, and it was my fault. And then I'd beat myself up over it for years, because I was like, why did you do that? If you didn't do that, then this wouldn't have happened. But when she said that to me, you were just a child. It's nothing to do with you. It's not your fault. I was like, oh,
Man.
Okay. So I think maybe just I can be quite hard on myself in terms of the loads that I carry. So I think it's learning to really just keep letting things go and lighten my load a little bit.
Yeah, I am the same. My therapist said in specifically with what you just talked about, especially with childhood, she said, be kinder to your younger self. Be kinder to your younger inner self, because you're so hard on him that this adult person is trying to be, I don't know, perfect and get it. But there's only so much you can know or do right at a certain age. But this expectation you put on sometimes we put such expectation on our childhood. I should have known better. Yeah, because you know better now.
Right.
And you have hindsight now, but then was then. And so, you know, she was always saying to me, you know, be kinder to your inner self. What you would say to a friend, start saying it to yourself. How you would advise and comfort a friend. Why not you? You know, be kinder to your younger inner self. Man, love it. Time to talk in the hardest. Okay, let's go. I want to talk about event management.
Why are you popping?
Because running events is mad.
Hey, don't do it. People is listen. I see you know.
Tell me some. Your first event. I'm so happy I got to come to your first ever event.
You
And
performed.
oh yes, I performed. Yeah.
You went. You bought props. You know, I'll never forget that. You bought props.
Oh yeah,
That's
a wheelchair.
And this man does not play. This man, you alcohol bottle. What else? Bring a crutch. I don't play when it comes to his craft, and you're still the same with everything you do. You just 100%.
Thank you.
So,
tell me about your pet peeves of being an event organizer.
this is a really minute thing, and I hope people please listen to me, because it's me and it stresses me. I can write a whole in-depth caption. I can put things explicitly in the flyer. I can tell you in my stories the rundown of everything that's happening, and I will listen. I will still get, what time does it start? I'll still like, I will hear things like, where's the link? And I'm like, what if you just had just read the caption? And you know what we had to start doing on captions? At the top of the caption, putting link in bio.
Yeah.
And then continuing, and you'll still get, where's the link? So at a point in time where I was putting in my stories, I beg you, please don't ask me anything. Don't ask me anything today. Everything you need is in the caption. It's in on the flyer. It's on the stories.
Yeah.
Of this person. Another pet peeve is when I'm telling people to hurry up and book because tickets are flying off. There's no room. Go. And then a minute after the last ticket's gone, people are inboxing me, Renee, I beg you, please. You got any space? Can I come? And if I speak, listen, there was one time, somebody said to me, oh, I really wanted to come. Me and my friend wanted to come. Can you make space? Like, I'll buy my ticket now. I made space. Bearing in mind, this was when I was doing really intimate workshops, and it would get cramped in there. So I was like, I can't really, but I'll squeeze you in. Did they turn up? What? I was like, I'm doing this again. I'm not doing it again because, and I know people mean well. I know people really want to support, and I appreciate that wholeheartedly. But when the pressure is on your head top, and you're trying to do logistics, you're trying to make sure everything's running smooth, you're trying to make sure that the and everyone's okay, your team are okay, that everything's there, and then you have people doing that, it just gets really frustrating. I'll be honest. Or this is another thing, when an event started and then people will be messaging me like, Renee, I want to come, I want to get in, or Renee, I can't find the link. It's just like, oh, please,
I can't find the link. Do you know, I remember we did a sit down with Carl Loco.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And, oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Did I behave with me?
So, yeah?
Was it me that misbehaved?
No. If you were there, you didn't misbehave.
Okay, I got my ticket.
And I remember it was the first one we ever had sold out. It sold out. So I had to search SEARCH. I had to search for a new venue, found a new venue. Had to pay even a little bit more.
But yeah, because it was in North. Was it?
The one I found was in South.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
And most of my events I do in North. I purposely sought out a venue that could hold the demand.
I'm done already.
To the point all the seats were gone.
Uh-huh.
Friends calling me, yo, could you? I said, yo, I don't know where you will sit. I'm sorry. So when I get onto the stage and I'm like, right, let's do this. Why are there empty seats?
Oh, it's
I was like, huh? I could have told this person this. But hey, I think one thing I've learned about events is that it's 2% about the event, it's 98% about human beings. 2% is the actual event, setting it up. The rest is managing human beings. And I love it. But I wanted to ask you, those are the pet peeves. What are some rewards or like wild stories you've had doing events out the box?
1 minute. If it cuts out, shall I come back?
Say again?
We have 1 minute on the...
Oh, no, it won't cut out. I think they've extended it to 4 hours now.
That's new. I didn't know that. When did they do that?
I can't remember. Quite a while back, actually.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because mine normally runs, unfortunately, sometimes it runs over. So, and I remember the first time I was like, oh my gosh, you're going at the time. But yeah, I've done like an hour 10. So yeah?
Are you sure you don't get special privilege?
If I do, they better start paying me.
Okay.
So give us some, what has been rewarding about events, some wild stories?
You know what? I think for me, it's when people email and say, do you know what? Thank you so much for putting that on, because if you didn't, this person, and we're working together now, or thank you for putting that on. Like, I remember when we were doing, started doing the workshops, and the first one we had, I did something for International Women's Month, and I had like a boss girl workshop. And one of the ladies that came, she was just in a job that she didn't like, she didn't enjoy it, and she wanted to switch careers. And then I think because we were talking about just being in a fulfilling career and what you can do to switch and all these things, she later on went to work at a really big tech company. And she said it was because of that event. And it's when I get messages like that, and it's when I see people doing new things and kind of getting the inspiration and just the vim that they need to move up and on. That really is fulfilling. I think, I don't know if you're going to ask me this, but I'll say it anyway.
Go ahead.
I think most fulfilling ones all times for me was when we did that Everybody Eats event week. I don't know if you remember that. That was 2019. Wow. And that we were the first, so it was a joint event with myself and my friend Jonathan Jackson, he was one of the co-founders of Blavity. And he flew over and we paired up and we did like a week long, so you could call it like a mini festival. It's like a mini summit. And we did events from like a Monday to Friday, and we did it in different venues, different tech venues, different corporate venues. And then the final day was at London School of Economics. And we paired up with a group called Next Play Events, and they're based in LA. And they came over and put on what they would usually put on in America, which was like a networking mixer type party. We had Snapchat, we had Pinterest, we had Airbnb, Roku, all of these amazing tech companies. And we had music, we had food, we had dancing, performances. And that day, I went home. I think we went to party afterwards to celebrate. And I went home and I was just lying in my bed until like 5 a.m. And I was really cannot believe this. I don't pat myself on the back a lot, and I need to do better with that. My friend's like,
thank you, Shani.
Shani, go out to sleep. No, you know what? She's right. It's true. But I remember just being like, we did that, you know? And I was like, if I didn't open because I said to my friend, I want you to come over and we do a little, maybe 1-2 day thing. It turned into a week-long thing. And then he was like, oh, maybe we should get these guys over. So, you know, when an idea is a seed in your mind and then you see it manifest, you see it grow and you see it come out and it grows beyond what you thought it could. That night, I went home and I was like, I cannot believe this came out of my head. With the help of obviously so many other people, amazing people. Big up John every time. But yeah, I think it's when I see the vision kind of come to life and I see people just happy and I see people feeling inspired and excited. I think that gets me every time. So
makes it worth it.
Even when people when you lot are stressing me, I remember that. And I just think, yeah, it's worth it for sure.
Love it. Thank you. Okay, last few. I didn't want to keep you too long. I wanted to ask you about your faith and how your faith has helped you in some of the trying times and some of the hardest, difficult pits, you know, that you've been through.
Oh, Lord. You know what? It's a lifeline, but then at the same time, it's my life. Like, it's just how I don't really see it as like an add-on because it's how I move and operate. So I'm one of those people where every minute I'm just like, oh, every minute I'm talking to God, like, you know, like a brethren, where I'll just be like, nah, God, I beg, what is going on? And I think because that's the kind of relationship that I have with him, it's And don't get me wrong, I can be the most stubborn person. I can be the biggest worrywart ever. But then equally, I've never ever felt like, okay, you know what, he's not there, he can't help me, he can't do anything. And I think just knowing that he has my back regardless, and seeing it you know, there's some things that's happened to me. And I've got friends that can even, you know, bear witness to it, where they're like, no, that is so mad. That's only God. And because I know I've had so many of those situations, I just know, even when I'm in like the deepest of deep with something and I'm just low, I know, okay, he's going to come through somewhere in some shape or form. I don't know how, but he will, and he always does. So it's not always in the way that I want. And I feel like there's some things in my life that I'm still yet to understand and see, probably through hindsight, but eventually I know, okay, I can look back and always see it now.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Always there, man. Always there. I came from a funeral today. And
my condolences.
Thank you. And you know, I was looking at the graves, and I think I was just thinking about, you know, what each headstone or what each place represents. And obviously it represents a person, but in that person is their histories, it's their things that they've achieved, it's everything that's kind of left behind. Because they've gone, it's everything that they've left behind that is represented. And I want to ask you, you know, what, when your time comes and we're looking at a headstone, what is it that you want to have left behind that is left with people?
That is peak. I see, man.
Sorry.
What do I want it to say?
That's a good question. Yeah, that would be good. What would we look back on Renee's life and be like, oh, this is what she left behind. This is the type of person she was. These are the type of things that she achieved.
I think I'd hope that I've been, first of all, you know what's funny? I was saying to a friend the other day, and it's not that I'm talk morbid, but I think about everything, and I think there wouldn't be any regret even at this point, because it's like, I know I've lived well, I've done life, and I've done my best with what I know I'm supposed to be doing. So I feel like I would probably just want my headstone to just say, I've told, you know, God, my time is it's not yet, you know, I've still got things to do. But I think that I've just encouraged and inspired people to just do their purpose by any means, not by any means necessary, but do what you can do and always be in pursuit of that, because it's there, it's in you. And I think I would like people to have said, or for it to say, that I kind of inspire people to just feel whatever fear you're feeling and just do it anyway. Because I think there's one thing that I've noticed about myself, and you know, it's true, like people kind of get around me or are friends with me, and they'll feel better and more comfortable to do things that they were probably scared to do because of my approach to things. And it's like, you have to try, you have to apply yourself. So I think, yeah, just that I've inspired people to live their best life and do them.
Amen and amen.
I hope.
You will. I don't think you need to hope. I think you're doing it now. And if you're doing it now, and like we said, we've still got ages to go, that's more than possible. You're doing it. I think every from what I've heard in this small interview, like, this is something that is running in your system every day, that you're always thinking about. And I think ultimately what happens, because our mind is so stayed on it, we end up doing it without even trying. Like, it just becomes natural. Breathing, eating, things that you said today have done what you're praying it does or hope it does. you've done it in justice into little interview things that you might create or things that you might put on your socials or whatever. Even these, tweets that I found, someone has read that and taken something from it, So keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Last question of the day is over to you. Do you have a question for me?
Why are you laughing? Why are you
because every single time I ask people this, I'm just like, why am I giving them this ammunition? Why am I giving them this power? What are they going to ask me?
You know what? It's funny because you're on our clubhouse next week.
Yes.
And the title of the clubhouse is The Power of Consistency. And you are, how long have I known? What year is it? 6 years? Probably about 6 years or so. And I've never not known you to not be consistent.
Wow.
And you always put your all into anything that you're doing, and it's always excellent and top notch and quality. So how do you do it?
How do I do it?
What keeps you? That's my question.
What keeps me? Purpose. Purpose is the only thing. I think purpose is the only thing. I was coming from the funeral. I was coming here to do this, and I'm tired. I've been up since about 7 a.m. Exhausted, and even in the car, my wife was like, "I don't know how you do it, week in, week out, doing this thing. I don't know how you do it." And I think in my mind, what I thought is for the people. It's for the people. That's what it is for. The purpose is give people something to empower them and inspire them. And sometimes I'm spent, sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I'm shattered, but my mind thinks purpose, do it for the people, so that the people can get something from it that they might need at that time. And so I can't afford to, obviously I have to take care of myself, and that is very much more important. But if I can, I will. If I can, even sometimes to my death, I will do it for the people. And so I think that is what especially with this 21 questions, oh my gosh. Behind the scenes.
Imagine. I can only imagine.
We'll talk about it on Monday, but behind the scenes, it's a lot. But if I can come every Thursday, 9 p.m., it creates a pattern in somebody's mind that if they need something, they'll be like, I swear IC's in this thing first. Let me just tune in. And God is the one who orchestrates the people to interview. And you never know what person someone needs and who that interview, someone who's been interviewed and what they say are going to meet, and it's going to be explosive. So what keeps me consistent, it's knowing that I have a purpose to try and do all I can to empower and inspire in some way. That's just it. That's it.
Now, we appreciate you, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you, IC.
Please plug your clubhouse room on Monday.
Okay, Monday. What is it today? Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, so Monday, my org, we are on Clubhouse, Out the Box UK. That's our Clubhouse club. Please find us. We will be interviewing IC about excellence and the power of consistency, because he's always consistent, always showing up and doing his utmost best. So yeah, make sure you tune into that and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Out the Box UK.
100%. We got Joe just coming. Joe, you come late, man. Joe. We got Joe. Renee, thank you so much for this evening, man. I appreciate it. Really, really do.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Keep shining. We have you. Your back has been gotten, is gotten. Anything you're doing, you need one phone call, one message away. Let it be known, okay? And keep fulfilling that innate purpose. Keep in therapy, stay in therapy, because you just never know what can come up and help you heal. What else I want to say? You'll be a great mother and be the best parent you can be.
Thank you so much. Don't cry, man. Don't do that. Thank you.
But I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate it. Guys, if you just joined and you haven't seen anything that we've been doing, or you've come late, or you just haven't seen the whole thing, do not worry. As soon as this finishes, this is going to be on our IGTV. It's going to be on our main profile page. You can watch it from start to the end, and we'll put it around on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So again?
Going on YouTube.
Look at your face.
Job, I made effort today.
There you go.
It's okay.
Big up Shanice inside. We shout you.
Can you get Shanice on at some, please? No, Shanice needs to come on here at some point. She's amazing.
Yeah, send me her stuff.
I will do. She's amazing.
Come on. What does Shanice do? What do you do?
And she's from Brum as well. She runs an advertising agency called The Elephant Room.
No way.
Talent manager. She is
The Elephant Room.
A major plug. The guest list that you're in. That's
Shani.
That's
no
Shani.
Way.
Yeah.
Shani, do you know what? Can you come on the camera? I need to see your face.
Quick, because we need to go. Quick.
Shani, where are you?
I don't know, because I wanted to actually do this. I'm glad we got the opportunity. Why are you hiding? Hello.
Shani, thank you for the guest list. That thing, yeah, I'm telling you, that thing is...
It's the plug.
It's doing wonders. I won't lie, It's doing some serious things. I'm telling you. If you ever get bored and you don't want to do it anymore and you want to stop, remember that this is being recorded now. You cannot stop it because it's too powerful. I'm telling you. So I did not know you run the Elephant Room as well. So I'm going to get Renee to send me your stuff and we're going to make it happen. So yes.
Anytime. Thank you for being
Say again?
I said thank you for being a part of the community.
It's powerful. Every single day I get an email from the guest list of the maddest opportunities. Maddest. So seriously, thank you.
Well, when you want to come for me, you come in for Shanice. And when you come
Oh gosh. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have an amazing evening, and we'll stay in touch. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for 21 questions this Thursday, 9 p.m. Like I said, we have season 1. We have season 2. If you have not been on this platform before, and you don't know what it's all about, go onto our IGTV channel and check out season 1, season 2. We've got hella episodes for you to catch up on and binge on. As soon as this finishes here, it's going to be on the front page, so you can watch it from top to bottom and share it around. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, and tell people about what we're doing. If this is your first time, please jump in the comment section right now before you leave and leave a little bit of a feedback. I want to big up some people right about now who are in the building. Big up Mbonsu, big up Portia, big up Zoe Life, I love that name. Big up Silla Sills, love that. She said, I see asking deep questions. Big up Joel inside. Big up Living STMN, glad I tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. Seriously, Juliet, all the time. Always grateful. Who else have we got? Ola Yinks just joined. Big up Renee. Everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next Thursday, 9 p.m. God bless your hearts. I'm Icy. This is the Sit Down, Real Lives, Real Conversations.